What's up, champs? It's about a week since Gates of Zul'Aman were opened, and since most of us already had like 2 or 3 chances to finish the instance, I think it's a good time to wrap up some first impressions and such. For me, it's the following. Number one thing I would like to address is the difficulty of an instance. It's nothing really hard, and since like a 10-man raid, kind of like a catch-up content between two bigger instances, it comes as no surprise that it's quite easy, and majority of a player base is able to go there and clear the raid pretty easily. For me, it's a little bit too easy, I would say. I would like a little bigger challenge, maybe. Uh, you know, I'm I'm used to private servers, and they usually have like tuned up content, so it's bigger challenge for players. And Zul'Aman, as much as it was always accessible for all players, it was a little harder. At least doing a timed event for Amani Warbear, it was definitely harder. Like even trash mobs were hitting really hard. For example, extrovers, you had to crowd control them very precisely. You actually needed to use mind control and use them to damage other mobs. Bosses mechanics were hitting you harder, and they were not so forgivable. They had more HP. Even like abilities like eagles on an eagle boss were able to shred your party. Uh, let's say Cancel on Hexlord Malacaras really needed to be controlled because you are just not able to melt through them in 10, 20, 30 seconds through cleave and so on. So you really needed to be decently good geared and have somewhat a good raid composition, and you really had to work for it if you wanted to get your bear. Um, but yeah, it is what it is, and at least like more players can have fun there, right? Number two thing I would like to say is that it's definitely a great thing. It is fresh content. You know, as always, when you are stuck on the same rate tier for some time, it's getting kind of boring. I mean, we are not at the point where Black Temple and Maujail would be called boring, but since we are raiding it for I don't know 3 months maybe, it's on farm for majority of the time. I think that you are feeling the routine going there. So new place is definitely thumbs up, and it's bringing like a fresh air to the game. Number three is that it's a great opportunity to catch up on a gear for new players as well as your alts if you are playing some alts. And not only from a bosses but as well from badges of justice, because uh, gear from bosses as well as gear from Badge of Justice is really good. Some pieces are even best in slot, so good opportunity to catch up. And the last thing I would like to say that I'm glad that this patch is bringing some quality of life changes, uh, like drums of battle range, because it kind of sucks to gather between every uh, drums buff on one spot, especially on encounters where being spread is the key to success. And now we do not need to do that anymore. Besides the drums, there are some other things like attunement removal. If you are uh, regular player, you are attuned on your characters, but uh, again, for new players or maybe your alts, it's a good thing that you do not need to do tens and tens of quests and running around different instances just to be able to enter to Black Temple or Mount Hyjal with your friends. Yeah, so there. For some reason, I also thought that Zul'Aman is bringing new wizard oils for your caster weapons, but apparently this is not the case. I probably made a mistake, and it was on vanilla with the Zul group that we did get our brilliant wizard oil and brilliant mana oil, and in TBC with Zul'Aman there's no such a thing. So, well, shame. I was kind of looking forward to it, but it is what it is. Yeah, whatever. Well, for the time being, now we wait for Isle of Goldanas and opening on Sunwell Plateau. So we will see if that is going to be some kind of a real challenge or not. I'm definitely looking forward to that, probably as well as everyone else, but only time will tell, right? So yeah, that was my perspective about Zul'Aman. I enjoy it quite a lot. And I'm curious, what are your feelings about this instance? So let me know down in the comments. And this is it. As always, like, share, subscribe, and so on. And remember that all of you have been born to be a champions. And I see you next time!
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.